Kevin, just what's the preparation like for this trip to Minneapolis? How do you feel like the team is preparing?
Yeah, so it's a combination this week of getting a little bit of rest and then also getting back on the court to get prepared for Friday's game. And we obviously don't know who we're playing, so we'll kind of take bits and pieces of both Illinois and Maryland and kind of prepare for a couple different scenarios on the court.
Obviously, in a situation like this where you could be playing 3 games in 3 days, your bench, your depth is going to be really important. Do you feel like you're getting enough out of your bench right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that could be critical, especially for our style of play. We need that. And so I think we'll have enough off the bench to be successful if we're fortunate enough to continue to advance.
Congratulations on being named Big Ten Coach of the Year. What does that honor mean to you?
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's just, it's a great reflection of the work that my staff has done and, more importantly, what the players have done on the court. We've got great kids and talented players who've played really well.
After that Iowa loss, how nice is it that you guys have a couple extra days to rest and recuperate?
Yeah, it's been a long season, and like I said, we have a fairly grueling style of play, and so it's always a fine line of balancing, making sure we keep our conditioning where we need it, and then also rest our players so we have the energy on the court that we need.
What are the conversations like with the team after Iowa game, where the emotions were really high, that doesn't continue, especially into the postseason, where the emotions are going to be heightened?
Yeah, we just talk about controlling what we can control, and I think we let some things outside of our control kind of get to us at Iowa, and we have to make sure we do a better job of that.
I feel like something that people aren't really talking about is Taylor Theory, how big of an impact she's played this season. Can you just talk about how important she is going to be down the stretch?
She's really important to us. If you just really watch her closely, she impacts us in so many ways, defensively, rebounding. Her offense is she's becoming more assertive on that end of the floor. But I just think like she does a little bit of everything and just brings a lot to our team.
Kevin, it just seemed like that Iowa game, anytime you would chip away, foul, a bad turnover, some uncharacteristic turnovers from you guys. What do you learn from those that you think helps you go through?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like every time we were, got within striking distance and had a chance to put some game pressure on them, something would happen that wouldn't go our way. And so, I think we needed to be better in some areas, and like I said, just not let the things that we can't control get to us.
One of the things about this time of year is versatility. What can your team do? How can you play against different styles of opponents? The matchups are unique. Mm-hmm. How do you think your team is constructed to handle the differences of tournament play versus what you do all regular season?
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about being in the Big Ten is we've seen a little bit of everything. And people have man zone, switching man, junk defense, and we've seen a little bit of everything. So hopefully that will have prepared us for whatever we're going to see here in March.
And there's the other thing about that is some days in a tournament you show up on a Friday, somebody's got the hot hand, Saturday they don't. And you have to find different ways to win. How prepared do you think your team has been going through a season to be prepared for that?
Yeah, I think that, we've, knock on wood, we've gotten better defensively. And I think we've got to shore up our rebounding a little bit this week because, we've won a lot of games with our press. But we have been able to win some games where it wasn't as effective because we could guard in the half court. And so we got to make sure that we're ready to do that because, some days the press just isn't, what we want it exactly to be.
Kevin, you knew when you were getting Celeste out of the tournament, she was a very good defensive player. ACC Defensive Player of the Year last year, Big Ten Defensive Player, to do it back-to-back in 2 different conferences. What is just that?
Yeah, it's really, really special for her, and she's earned it. I think the thing that I'm happy about with her here is that she plays really hard defensively on every possession, and she really competes at a high level on that end of the floor. But she's also got really good instincts just to make plays, and I think as the season's gone on, she's gotten more used to how we play with our full court pressure and our system. It's just even been better as the year has gone on because it's a combination of her learning the system and her instincts kind of coming together.
Well, kind of off that, you said obviously we talked about your half-court defense this year, but when you have Celeste getting more comfortable, you have Cody who got a year older, Taylor who got a year older. When you mix all those together and their experience grows, how much does that versatility help one?
Yeah, it's helped. I think that's a big part of why we've made a big jump here post-Christmas is, Cody's game has come on and she's gotten back to who she's capable of being. Celeste has gotten more comfortable with what we do, and Taylor Theory has continued to get better. So we've gotten better as a team, but we've also had individuals within that get better.
Have you ever had a season where every one of your starters was honored in some way in all conference?
I don't know. That's a good question. Not that I can recall, though.
And what do you think that just says about your starting lineup?
Well, we got good kids who are talented, and that we're at our best when we're sharing the ball, and that's I think why we've won a lot here lately, is because just the balance in our team.
What are the specific attributes Celeste has brought on the defensive side of the ball that has led to that improvement in the team?
Yeah, I think just like I said, her intensity, focus, willingness to compete on every possession on that end of the floor, because some kids will take plays off and so forth. She doesn't do that. And then I just think like her integration into the system, it's kind of been a steady climb, and as each week it's just gotten a little more comfortable for her, and combine the instincts in that, then it allows her to make plays.
Because after the Michigan game, I asked JC and Cody about you and kind of what it was like to help you get to that mountaintop, win that outright. And JC pointed out just your patience. Have you seen your patience grow over the last year with this new group?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think I've been fairly steady the last couple of years, and just maybe just the question or the way to answer it would be, I think I've been very clear on how I think we can get where we need to go, and it's about everybody focusing on today's practice and whomever we're going to play on Friday, and then we're going to focus on tomorrow's practice, and that's it. And I think just that consistent theme and message has been what this team has needed, and they've responded to that.
Obviously, you don't want to pick the loss, but how, do you think it relieves some of the pressure that you weren't going in on this huge 16-game winning streak into the postseason where anything can happen against any team?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great question. I don't ever like to, it was a good loss, because I just don't like to lose, and our players don't like to lose either. But, you can always, we can take some things from it. And like I said, our transition defense wasn't good enough, our rebounding, and we had some sloppy turnovers. So we need to learn from that, as we need to learn from wins. And I think more than anything, we've handled winning pretty well since Christmas, and now we need to handle a tough loss.
You've mentioned a day-by-day approach. Is that you have to be even more intentional about that this week, when it could be easy to look ahead to semifinal, final game?
Yeah, no question. Because I'll tell you, like I said, Illinois and Maryland are both playing their best basketball right now. And Maryland just played us here on our home court and played us very tough. And so we know either one of those games is going to be really hard.
How have you seen your players start to respond to that loss?
We took 2 days off, so I haven't really seen them yet. So I'll know a little more in practice today.
Coach, you've played in some hostile environments over this season. What are you guys really looking to get out of now going to Minneapolis 9 hours from potential home fans?
Yeah, it's sold out up there, so the environment is going to be crazy. It's mostly Iowa fans, so for whomever they're playing, they're going to have a home court advantage. But we have been in plenty of hostile environments, and so I think we'll be able to handle that appropriately.
Everybody go to in person before we open up Zoom.
Yeah, great.
Matt, have any questions?
Kevin, can you tell us the status of Ebony Walker for this weekend?
No status change as of yet.
Kevin, congrats on winning Coach of the Year. I wanted to ask, I know Senior Day was last week already, but I just wanted to ask, with JC on her way out, I know Emmy's probably provided a big spark to this team as well. Can you speak to that as well, please?
Yeah, no, just in general, JC's done an incredible job here, and it's just obviously everybody sees what she does on the court, which is amazing, but just the way she's represented our program off the court, it's been phenomenal. So we're going to miss her quite a bit, and just their whole family. They're great people, and everybody loves being around Emmy, and just the energy and joy that she brings to life is just is contagious. So we're gonna miss that. Hopefully she keeps coming though. They'll always be welcome here, that's for sure.
And sorry, I know you talked a little bit about Celeste's defense already, but coming from the ACC, winning Defensive Player of the Year there, and doing the same thing in the Big Ten, what does that say about her versatility and in all aspects of her defense? Yeah, no, it just speaks to her commitment to that end of the floor, and also her ability and willingness to compete at a high level on every possession. Which is, like I said, it's rare. Not many kids can muster that type of focus, intensity, and concentration every possession on defense.